Good evening, everyone. I'm Jeff Higgins from Higgins Storm Chasing. It's the 16th of the 2nd, 2015. Okay, what have we got going on? Well, we know what's coming. A lot of heavy rain for southeast Queensland, but right now, currently, we have a tropical low in the Gulf of Carpentaria, and it is forecast to become a cyclone by morning from the bomb. Has a high chance. You can see here circling high, and there is a low out here in the central Coral Sea, which currently has a low chance of developing into a tropical cyclone. It is forecast to track south, then southwest onto the Queensland coast at around about Rockhampton or Bundaberg. At this stage, I doubt it will develop into a tropical cyclone. Just stay as a low. And this one here, well, that's anyone's guess. It could head west into NT, it could double back and head back across to the Cape York. That's the one with the greatest uncertainty at the moment, but that is not the focus. The focus is on this low and a trough developing in southeast Queensland to deliver very heavy rainfall on Thursday and Friday. Let's move on and have a look at this cyclone up in the Gulf. This is a track map from the bomb issued a few hours ago. Currently a low, forecast to develop into a Cat 1 cyclone by morning. And then, well, they've got it up as to a Cat 3 in a couple of days' time. Anyone's guess where that'll go, west or back across the Cape. It's really split, this one, so I'll move on. Here is the rainfall forecast for Thursday. 24-hour rainfall forecast. Yep, I live on the Sunshine Coast and it looks like I could get 300 mil in 24 hours. Well, the first thing I'm doing tomorrow afternoon when I get home from work is cleaning my gutters out and the leaves. They're chockers. Sarah kindly reminded me to do that tonight, but it's too late now. So you can see there the bulk of the heavy rainfall will be from about Bundaberg south inland to the ranges down as far as Coffs Harbour, I think. But the focus really is between Gympie, Brisbane and the Gold Coast. This is on Thursday. All right. This model's from the bomb. Water and the Land forecast model, which combines a number of computer models together, mashes it up and gives you an output. So it's not just one, it takes an average across the better performing ones and then delivers you this rainfall forecast total. It's normally very good. Friday, okay, so the heavy rain shifts south. There's still very heavy rain through here, through most parts of southeast Queensland coast. But the focus of the heavy rain will shift down here towards northeast New South Wales. Their totals there again up to 300 24-hour totals. So if you combine that, we're up to 150 here plus 300 the day before. That's potential 450. Yeah, wow, that's a lot of rain to absorb in 48 hours in anyone's imagination, especially for southeast Queensland. So with those sort of totals, we could start to see some flash flooding and obviously minor to moderate river flooding. Providing it goes away when it's forecast to on Saturday, it shouldn't cause any great issues with the major dams or that sort of thing. These major rivers are quite capable of handling a system like this. It would be more your minor creeks and streams that would be subject to flash flooding, and obviously low-lying areas and roads, causeways, big issue, those sort of things, yards, gutters in my case if I don't clean them. All right, let's keep moving on, have a look at some more charts. This is the OCF model. This again is another makeup of many models combined together to give you an average output of rainfall totals. It is always quite conservative, the OCF model. Forecast totals can generally be up to doubled on this model. So this is Wednesday. You can see that the rain sort of starts up here around Bundaberg and Gympie down into southeast Queensland on Wednesday with mostly lighter falls, 25 to 50s, let's say. And then on Thursday, wow, doesn't it ramp up? This model doesn't go much higher than about 100, 125 mil, and we are looking at 90s and 80s and that sort of stuff. So to see this model put out these sort of rainfall figures in 24 hours is very significant. My ears certainly prick up when I see this model putting out these totals. Okay, this is zoomed on Thursday, zoomed into Brisbane. You can see here 95 mil, 9,500 mils along the coast, tapers off further as you get inland. I'd probably come back to about the 30 or 40 mil mark for along the ranges. Moving on to Friday, rainfall forecast on the greater picture of southeast and northeast New South Wales. Okay, again, 120, that's maxed out. Coffs Harbour, extend down to Port Macquarie. Lighter falls inland because this generally is a coastal system, all right, but it will spin some rain off into the inland parts as well. However, the dangers and the high rainfall totals will remain along coastal areas from, say, may not be as far as Rocky, probably Bundaberg down to Port Mac. And zoomed in again on Friday, you can see the red shaded areas. It'd be 100 here, northeast New South Wales, tapering off to about 80 for Brisbane on Friday. Saturday it clears out. Let's move on to the winds. These are the important ones. You can see here that on 10 a.m. on Thursday morning, anywhere from 4 to 10 a.m. on Thursday morning, it's when the weather really deteriorates quickly. There is a trough that is forecast to track from the ocean onto land early on Thursday. What this does is it draws all this moisture in, and you can see that the winds coming in and flicking back around causes an area of convergence, forced uplifting, and you get heavy rain in this vicinity here. So there's the explanation. There's the trough line running through here, which moves west from the ocean, from the Pacific. 10 a.m. Thursday, 4 p.m. Thursday afternoon, it's really amping up. We could see some strong winds here too. You know, this is at about 5,000 feet, and you're looking at 100 km an hour. Obviously, when rain falls, it drags and bends these winds down onto the ground. So we could see some gusts around, 80, 90 km an hour. We may see a severe weather warning issued for this heavy rainfall, damaging winds for the southeast quarter of the state. And this is just the trough. Here comes the low just up here north of Rocky, the one that was right out up off the Coral Sea, tracking southwest. 4 a.m. Friday, here is the low. You can see that it's not strong. Okay, so unlikely to be a cyclone at this stage. May change. It may turn into a Cat 1. We just don't know yet. But most of the models generally do agree that it is a low, and it does come across the coast here somewhere around about Rocky on Friday. This will enhance the rainfall from Rocky south. Obviously, areas through Bundaberg and in Gympie. You can see the trough line that was originally over the area on Thursday delivering the heavy rainfall has now slid south into northeast New South Wales. So they will also receive heavy rainfall on Friday. This is Friday morning, 4 o'clock. But our rainfall will be re-enhanced by this low coming down from the north. See the onshore winds there cranking in. So double whammy, that's for sure. Okay, again, 4 p.m. Friday, you can see the low now. It is starting to track down here. I will mention that due to the turning winds in the atmosphere and the winds coming onshore, there is an increased possibility for waterspouts crossing the coast anywhere from, say, Gladstone down to Coffs Harbour. Okay? Impossible to tell exactly where they're going to form or where they're going to cross, but they are most likely out of convective showers. You'll see the big towers of cloud and updrafts going up offshore. They will be tracking towards the coast, and these are the ones that can spawn waterspouts. Due to the fact that they are coming onto land, being steered on land, is when you get the increased risk of when waterspouts can actually come ashore. If you see them, seek shelter. They can be dangerous, rip roofs off and blow sheds and fences around and that sort of thing. As we've seen in the past up here near Bundy, Bagara, they can do damage. Right, so again, it's 4 p.m. Friday. We've got the low circulating onshore winds. The trough, the deep trough, is sliding south. It's now in northeast New South Wales, delivering heavy rainfall, possibly strong winds as well. and back to the start. So that's pretty much it, guys. I will pull up a rainfall forecast total here somewhere if I can bring it into shot. There you go. That's the latest from GFS, the standalone model. You can see it's going for 300 plus mil here in and around the Brisbane Sunshine Coast. And these bullseye targets, they will move around a little bit. All right, they can track up and down the coast depending on exactly where the main winds collide together. But it's been holding this pattern here now from Bundaberg south to Coffs for quite some time. The entire models have been doing so. Have been holding that heavy rainfall you can see here. So what we're going to be keeping an eye out on, obviously there's going to be a lot of heavy rain around, but what we keep an eye out on is these showers and rain areas that come in, hit land, turn, rotate, and sit over one area for a period of time. They are dangerous. They can cause severe flash flooding in a very short period of time. That's due to the turning in the winds in the atmosphere from the trough and the low. They turn as you go up with height. They could form anywhere down the coast from Bundaberg to Coffs as these lows and troughs spin and move down the coast. They'll come off the back side of it and they'll just sit in here over land somewhere like we saw from Landsborough down to Caboolture a couple of weeks ago. A convergence area formed there, and I think it dumped about 150 or something in 3 hours. It was very heavy. I was under it, and it does create flash flooding very quickly. All right, so that's the latest from me. That's 11.5 minutes on only 12, so that'll do. We'll be back tomorrow night to review it all again. But at this stage, Thursday, Friday, heavy rain, possibly flash flooding. Flash flooding would be likely with those sort of totals. River creek flooding, if it's flooded, forget it. We saw a young 9-year-old girl tragically washed away and drowned up north from flooding over the weekend, and they were swimming in the creek. I'll say no more. There's obviously dangers with these type of systems that we have to be aware of. Strong winds, falling trees due to saturation ground, they become weak, they fall. Power lines, ordinary beach conditions, rips, swells, currents, you name it. It's one of those situations where you really, really need to be aware and prepared and stay safe. And it should all be gone by Saturday. Right, thanks very much, everyone. Stay tuned. I'll do another video update by 9 p.m. tomorrow night after work. Cheers, guys.